guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Nikki Rondo and I'm making this channel to try to live without plastics. It's pretty ridiculous. As I was learning about plastics, which I'm guessing you have too if you're on this channel, I'm sure you've given it some research. As soon as I started researching it, I was just quite disgusted with all of it. My husband and I are trying for our second child and we would like for him to be a boy, or if it's a girl, that's fine, but we were hoping to have a boy since he's the last of his name. And we were reading all about how we were reading all about how the nanoplastics get into your body and it just mimics estrogen. So we're doing our best to give our boy his best shot at having testosterone, and if it's a girl, she's going to benefit from not having nanoplastics too. So if you have given any type of thought about nanoplastics, then I'm sure you've started trying to figure out how you can live your life without it. It has been very difficult to find some videos from just a normal homemaker, housewife. And so that's what I'm hoping that this video will be. I'm just a normal housewife who is trying to help my family to not have plastics in their body. So these will be some easy solutions to the tough question of how do you replace plastic in your house. There are three main ways that we ingest plastic into our body. The first one is the clothing that we wear. A lot of us are wearing plastic and we don't even realize it. There's plastic made into polyester, and a lot of our clothes are made of polyester or spandex or nylon. The second way is by our food that we're ingesting. A lot of the products that we're eating are wrapped in plastic. You have milk that's wrapped in plastic. You have juices. You have Ziploc bags. Pretty much everything comes in plastic that you have in your kitchen. The third way is personal care products, and that could be makeup. That's different types of eyeshadows or foundations. Also your toothbrush, your toothpaste, those kind of things. A lot of those items that you wouldn't even consider are made of plastic. So when you start looking around your house and you're looking for things that are not plastic so that you can keep them, you start realizing, oh my gosh, everything's made out of plastic. And is there even an alternative to plastic for me in my house that I can even afford? So that's a lot of this video is, this video and the next few videos will be ways that you can not only keep yourself from having plastic, but where it can be affordable for the entire family and it's sustainable. And I'm sure, if you have researched this at all, you also realize that we can't just have tons of trash of plastic everywhere. So, there's a ton of benefits to not using plastic. Mine personally is so that it's not in our bodies for hormones. It causes a lot of cancer. Mine's more of a health reason for me and hopefully my child if I get pregnant. And so, there's just a ton of reasons to not have plastic in your house. But we're going to explore ways that we can do this pretty cheap. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about in the kitchen is what you wrap your food in plastic. So a lot of us have Ziploc bags, which I've already gotten rid of all the Ziploc bags in my house, so I can't show you what one looks like, but I'm pretty sure you know what one looks like. When I was trying to find ways to not have to use Ziploc bags, it was pretty tough. So the first thing I did was I went through and I just looked at everything that I had in the kitchen I was already using, and if it had plastic, I put it on the counter, and I was like, what can I do instead of this to wrap my food in? So one of the things that I did was I actually looked at Reynolds Wrap, and Reynolds Wrap is aluminum foil. And so I thought, well, man, hopefully there's not any plastic lined in aluminum foil, because I'm sure some of you might not be aware of, but the inside of your canned food is actually still wrapped in plastic. So I was hoping, oh man, I really hope that there's not plastic on Reynolds Wrap. So I called the number on the box and I talked to this really nice lady and I was like, what is Reynolds Wrap made of? And she told me it was like 98% aluminum and like 3% all these other minerals. And so luckily you can still use aluminum foil. So Reynolds Wrap, I know for a fact Reynolds Wrap doesn't have plastic because I talked to the lady, but I'm not sure about the other aluminum foil companies. So that's a good option that you already have in your house. Another one is these little, they're like silicone lids that you can just like put over things and seal it if it's a jar or if it's a cup or a bowl or something like that. Another are these silicone bags. I have a whole set of them. I'm not a fan of them. I have them in the house. My husband does use them. He'll put stuff in there. You can we put it in the freezer. I'm not sure if you're supposed to freeze them, but we do. We'll put chicken in there and all sorts of other things in there. So we use these for the freezer. I don't really, like I said, I don't like them. The lids are very hard to open. It's like, when you're trying to close them, you can't really close them very well. And when you do close them, sometimes there's something left open. So if there's any liquids in there, they do come out. So that is an option, but it's not one of my favorites. Another is really cute jars. So this one I just got from the Dollar Tree. Well, I guess it's a $1.25 tree now. So I got this one for $1.25. And the inside of the lid does not have any plastic. Now some cans, if you open them up, the inside of the lid is all plastic in there. So as you're screwing it down, probably little flakes of plastic are getting off. So this one for sure doesn't have it. I don't keep any of these that don't have a gasket in it. I don't keep any of these outside of the refrigerator. All the ones that don't have gaskets, I put them in the refrigerator because I don't really know exactly how well they seal. Another option, if you don't want to buy any jars and you're just looking for a cheap way to do this, is just use cans or jars from items that you've bought. So this does have a silicone gasket on the top. I think this was a jar of like tomato paste probably. And usually tomato paste, you can get like marinara sauce or pizza sauce, something like that. And it'll, I guess marinara and pizza sauce is the same. But, it's like spaghetti sauce or pizza sauce. That'll usually come in a jar. Jelly comes in a jar. Sometimes our peanut butter comes in a jar. So that's a good option if you don't want to spend any money on jars. Now, also at Target and I believe Walmart, you can get, Anchor hocking, which I'm sure all of you probably already have some. But these are great. They come with a silicone lid, so it's not plastic, which I guess silicone, I'm not sure exactly what silicone's made out of. I just know that after researching, it's really not, it doesn't flake off as easily. So I guess less chance of it getting in your body. It comes with glass. Yeah. Okay, so those are the options that I have found so far. Actually, there's one more that I could share with you. So I've been using rubber bands for things too. So sometimes like with my vegetables, like asparagus, they come with rubber bands. And then, afterwards, you're like, what do I do with these rubber bands? Well, I always keep them in a drawer because I have no idea what to do with them. So now that I'm not using plastics, I've actually found a lot of uses for these rubber bands. So, I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but instead of putting, normally I wouldn't put carrots in a Ziploc bag. Well, sometimes I would. So now I just wrap things in the rubber bands. Okay guys, so this was just my first little video about how we can start transitioning our kitchens to not having any plastics. The next time I think I'm going to start going through clothes and all of the things in my house. So if you want to take this journey with me, then please just come back every Monday and take this journey with me. I also have included the links to all the products that I've mentioned in this video down below, unless it was a jar. Then you can just get that yourself. And the carrots, you can't buy the carrots. But yeah, so everything that I've listed, I'm gonna have a link down below so that you can just buy it along with me.